We're at the AVS. We just heard the Shark Tank. Alain Kornhauser, you're one of the Shark Tank contestants there, or judges, I guess, not the contestants. Very entertaining. Accessibility was a big thing that came up over and over and over again, particularly in the context of ride sharing. Why don't you give us your thoughts on what we heard in there?
Well, I think we had a number of discussions with respect to accessibility and how to provide that, and whether or not the vehicles in the autonomous taxi situation should be picking you up at your front door or maybe a block or so away, so that you can get some aggregation of the people who then could come in there. I always like to use the elevator analogy because, you know, what elevators, I look at driverless vehicles as being like elevators in buildings, except now horizontally distributed, that can go anywhere. So when you show up at the driverless vehicle bank or the autonomous taxi bank, like a elevator bank, you've already dialed on your phone where you're going, and so there's a sign there that says, or your phone tells you which vehicle there you should go to. There may be somebody else approaching that same point that is going in the same direction, that's compatible with you, that's also being directed to that same vehicle. You sit around and wait maybe a minute or so, and somebody else also going gets in, and then the vehicle goes and takes all three of you to that location, and that's what's really important. Important to San Francisco, important to San Jose, important to Princeton, important to all this, is that now we've gotten a vehicle to be productive instead of three vehicles taking us to the basically the same place. We have one vehicle. It's economically much more, should be more affordable. Now, you know, the costs haven't changed, so therefore the price to me should go down by, you know, be a third of what it would be, or charge me half, keep the money for you, make more, and therefore the operator is motivated to do that. And secondly, more importantly, with respect to use of the infrastructure and roads, you've taken two vehicles off the roadway and now have one vehicle instead of three vehicles going there, and so that's going to reduce congestion. And when's that most likely to happen? Peak hours, peak direction, when you need it most, and therefore everybody should be happy. It just seems that the nominal fundamental solution to this mobility is such an improvement over what we have now, in which we're a single person in our vehicles driving each, you know, with each of us we need to have a vehicle. And then along those lines, of one of the points that I didn't get to make is, you know, I'm on a new mission now. California has high occupancy vehicle lanes, HOV lanes, in which I think that the objective of the HOV lanes in California are to take vehicles off the road. In other words, they've taken a lane of traffic and they've said, in this lane of traffic, vehicles can go there that would have otherwise had to have two vehicles or more be on the road. And so and that's the benefit. In other words, it's taking two travelers who would have each taken a vehicle, and instead of having two vehicles on the 405, there's now only one. And because you've removed a vehicle from the 405, you get to go in this high occupancy vehicle lane. The problem is, essentially none of the vehicles in the high occupancy vehicle lane actually took another vehicle off there. Oh, there might be two people in the vehicle, but it's my wife and I that would be traveling together anyway. We're going to dinner. Oh my goodness, we're going to dinner together. We can use the high occupancy vehicle lanes. We weren't going to drive two cars to dinner, okay? We were going together anyway. Oh, but because there are not two of us, no, that shouldn't be the case. Or if I'm driving my son to a soccer game or something like that, and now we have two people in the vehicle. We get to use the high occupancy vehicle lane. No, he wasn't going to be driving a vehicle. We didn't take a vehicle off. We didn't reduce the congestion on the 405. Why are we getting to be able to do that? And so the whole enforcement issue of what is the fundamental reason for the high occupancy vehicle lane is now is not being implemented. So in fact, we have high occupancy vehicle lanes for people who just happen to have two people in the car driving. That is not removing any vehicle from any one of those highways. That's my claim.
It's even worse than that, though, because you can have an electric car with one person in it and be in that lane, right?
Well, yeah, I want to, yeah. And so the electric car guys and gals got that to do. And what's even worse is if an Uber driver is driving me, guess what? Oh, there are two people in the vehicle. Therefore, we can use the high occupancy vehicle lane. No, the Uber driver is a computer, okay? That's not a person that would have taken another car. There was never the Uber driver was going to drive there, and I'm going to drive a car. Therefore, we've taken one off the 405 after.